My name is Michael Roshan. I'm a VP in customer success. I've been with Rokt for 2 years. First, I would say that there's space for anybody to contribute and participate and have a voice, whether that's something related to their day job or something that helps build out the culture. What's really impressive to me about Rokt versus other places that I've worked is that everyone participates in all of the DEI events, regardless of their personal affinity with a certain group or sexual orientation, race, gender identity, whatever it is. Other ones have been a couple of Pride panels that we did with external speakers, some internal speakers. I cried, as you know, in one of them. I was very embarrassed. I think what makes me unique as a gay person at Rokt is that I'm a parent. And so I really wanted to talk about the adoption story with my son and everything that me and David had gone through to the point that we adopted him. And it was the first time I had actually taken 3 years and maybe even 5 years by some counts of stress and trials and tribulations and ultimately joy at the end, and tried to condense that into 10 minutes. So 5 years of emotion in 10 minutes was a lot to process, too much to process. So I was really affected by it. I think those were tears of joy, but they came. The response was great. Again, the fact that it was something for Pride Month and something for LGBTQ people, everybody at the company showed up. They had never heard a story of someone who had gone through adoption before. There was a lot of people who identify as straight who said I'm thinking about starting a family, and just hearing that all the challenges that go into it and all the happiness that comes out. I was really excited and inspired to hear your story as just a parent at Rokt, regardless of sexual orientation or the journey that you take towards becoming a parent. Ultimately, almost everybody in the New York office who was around showed up. So our culture of psychological freedom is really about empowering people to have their voice out there and have their voice be heard. Certainly it comes with the need for someone to be tough and be able to take frank feedback and have open conversations, whether that's publicly or privately, in a conversation where you have an opinion. But I do think that that's a really great skill for somebody to have, just being vulnerable and having a perspective when you don't have all the information, but being able to engage with people. I mean, there's a lot that makes me proud to work at Rokt. Just the optimism of everyone. So we're in a great business that's doing things. People are at a time in their life where there's a lot to look forward to. And so when you come into the office every day, even if someone's having a tough day or a tough moment or a tough call, ultimately our culture always returns to a place of being really optimistic about the future and what that holds. When it comes to being inclusive, I think one-on-one, the most important thing for me and for the other person is just to create the space for the person to be heard. I don't expect an action, I don't expect an outcome, certainly not an immediate one, but I expect that we genuinely engage with each other and listen to each other's perspective.